Hi everyone, thanks very much for joining us. I'm Philip Duncan. High pressure dominates this week, but before it comes in, we do have a burst of rain coming in for Monday. So this is how it looks at the moment. Two big high pressure systems, one out over Australia, the other one to our east, and in between the two we've got this vulnerable area where we've got an area of low pressure, and that's driving in some rain. We've also got the leftovers of what was Cyclone Trevor, which passed over Queensland at the end of last week with a whole lot of heavy rain. It's all fallen apart and has moved out to sea, but because we've got this subtropical flow being pulled down into this cold front as it moves northwards, there's sort of like a bit of energy coming into that front once it gets into the upper North Island, which means unlike last week's front, which weakened completely the further north it went, this one's going to get a little bit more energy the further north it gets. So it's still a narrow area of rain, but some areas will get a decent downpour overnight tonight and into early Tuesday as that front moves up the country. So this is how it looks by lunchtime Tuesday, that front. Now just out to the east, it may be lingering a little longer for East Cape, Gisborne area into Tuesday for a time, and some will have rain first thing in the morning. But as the day goes on, the southerly flow with this big high comes in, so showers clear away for most areas. We'll see them continuing in the south though of both islands. So around Southland and around Wellington, Waiata Upper, those areas are most likely to get the showers. There'll be one or two on both the western and eastern sides, probably more likely on the eastern side as that big high comes in. So the rainfall over the next couple of days looks like this. This is the 48-hour rainfall covering Monday and Tuesday. And as you can see, there's some decent falls around the North Island. This area in pink covers up to 50 millimetres. So that would be very welcome in these dry areas. And that even does include some parts of Waikato. If that falls over the Hauraki Plains, that will be very good news. That's one of the driest parts of the country right now. But in the very north, it's a little bit more hit and miss. Some areas getting up to 30, others of you in the yellow, maybe only 10. So it is a little bit patchy still in some parts of the north. So this is how we look for Wednesday. You can see showers now coming in as the main high pushes in over the South Island. So it's more centered over the south, which means the easterlies continue for the north, with showery weather around on Wednesday, and a few showers also on Thursday. Still mostly dry though, but one or two around, and high pressure mostly dominates the south, but there's a little weak front coming in around Southland, Fiordland, maybe getting into Otago for a time as well. Once we get to the end of the week, high pressure dominates on Friday around the South Island, or at least the southern half of the South Island. You've got some showers around the eastern areas, northern parts, and then also once you get into the North Island, pretty showery and a little bit windy. It feels more like sort of La Nina when you've got all these easterlies blowing through, but they're not subtropical. They're coming out of the southern Pacific, so not quite so warm. And once we get to Saturday, more of the same. Showers blowing through northern areas and around the North Island's eastern side. High pressure dominates around the South Island. But I wanted to end on this, Matt, because of this little change here. So there's still more high pressure coming into middle parts of April, but the high is pushed further north and it's becoming kind of flat. Underneath it, all of these isobars indicate typical autumn westerlies. So I'm starting to see a real autumn front, autumn westerlies coming through. It doesn't mean that we're going to get stormy weather, but it's just sort of hinting that that Southern Ocean autumn weather pattern is definitely waking up now, and they will be pushing against these highs, knocking them further northwards as we head through towards the month of May. And that does mean good news for some areas that need rain, but for those who are loving the late summer, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more mixed up, but I still think we've got plenty of warm, dry days coming up over the next few weeks. But that is all from me for today. We'll update you again on Tuesday.